Hello everyone, my name is Olsan and welcome back to another UiPath tutorial. Today we will be starting to implement REFramework with UiPath, and we will be using queues from Orchestrator or Starter. I will be showing you how to implement states. Maybe we can first talk about what are the states of framework, then maybe we can continue with the details. So as a use case, I will be searching for IMDB top 250 movies, and I am going to try to get the details of each movie from the web page. So as a data set, we will be using this site. We will be using data scraping to be able to get the movie list from the web page, and right after that we will be checking the details of the movie, and for example maybe we will be getting the description of the movie, and also maybe the director of the movie or writers of the movie, etc. So I'm just trying to create some kind of needs that we need to open the details of the page. For example, it could be some kind of rental house detail, I don't know. So I'm just trying to reading the details for the related item. Once we try to implement these two framework, first we will be reading this movie list, and then we will be adding them to the orchestrator queue, and after that in process state we will be getting them one by one, and we will be opening their related details page. Then we will be reading that details, which are duration, director, maybe description. So yeah, basically our use case is something like that, and I will be trying to create maybe two separate videos for this project. So we will see. Okay, so let's jump into the UiPath. So first of all, we need to go to the home, and let's go for Robotic Enterprise Framework, and let's call it IMDB movie search, and click create. So it is going to create a REFramework template for us. So there will be 4 main states for that. Maybe I can start with explaining what are those states and what is their purpose. Then maybe we can continue with the implementation after that. Let me open the project. So as you can see, UiPath Studio just created the framework template. So we have 4 steps, as you see, and inside init state we need to initialize our for example systems. Maybe you should log in into some ERP application, for example SAP, or some web application. Maybe you need to read your data set from Excel file, I don't know. So you need to prepare your data inside the initialization state, and if you get any error, it will directly to send you to the end process, and your process will be finished. If not, if there is no error with initialization part, it is going to get to the get transaction data state. So in this state we will be getting our data one by one from orchestrator queue. By the way, inside these states we will be adding those values, those IMDB movie names to the orchestrator queue, and inside these get transaction data we will be reading them one by one from the queue, orchestrator queue, and then as long as there is a new transaction in our queue, it is going to go for the next one, and inside the process transaction we are going to process that item. In our case we will be opening the details of that IMDB movie page, movie site, and we will be reading, for example, the description of that movie or writer of that movie, or I don't know, director of that movie, etc. So there is a kind of need that we need to open the details of that page and we need to read something from there. So inside the process transaction, we will be doing that operation. And if we have any error regarding process state, it will take us to the init state, but we will be adding some workaround there, so we don't have to go for init states whenever we get that error. And as a last thing, once we finish our data inside the queue, if there is no data, it will direct us to the end process, and inside the end process maybe we can handle, I don't know, some operational thing, just like, you know, maybe you need to inform people. Let's just say you are going to send an email, or you will update some, I don't know, report somewhere in your local folder. So you can handle those operational things inside the end process state. So maybe we can start with init part. So inside init, let me double click on that, and here we need to initialize our config file, as you see here. And for that, maybe we can open first the config file from data, and not here, sorry, let me open the project folder first. And inside data we have this config file. You can put your for example, selectors, file paths, if you are using some kind of, I don't know, specific, let's say, email address, you can also put that inside this config file. I have also another video in my channel that you can take a look on regarding how to use config file with UiPath. So I am not going to go into details about that, but basically it's just like key value pairs, which we are holding it inside the dictionary, inside the, you know, our project. So we will be storing our data into the dictionary, and we are searching them by their keys. For example, Orchestrator queue name. Once we get for this key, we will be getting this value, for example. So we can use config file, and we can have our values inside this config.xl file. So let me close it. Right after that, it says that there is a kind of configuration. We can pass this and invoke KillAllProcess workflow. Let's take a look on that. So before starting our project, maybe it will be a good idea to kill all process in that machine, so that no application will be stay open or overlapping with our solution, etc. So we can start everything from scratch this way. For example, inside this workflow, maybe we can kill, for example, Chrome or Excel, so that we can start refresh for those applications. So let's do that together. First of all, maybe we can start with implementing to config file. So let me open that, and here I can say that kill all process applications, and as a value I can say Chrome, exe, maybe Excel. So how can you know that that process name? You can check your task manager and go for details. For example, you need to type Chrome exe or Excel exe, for example, or MS Edge exe. Whatever you want to close, you can use their actually process name from task manager. So I will be typing these two, and I think it will be enough for now. Let me close it. So once we want to use this value from config file, we need to come here and say that, okay, open workflow. We want to have some arguments. First thing is that I have config file as a dictionary here. Let's search for that dictionary, and as a key it will be string, and value it will be object, and OK. And also let me make it lowercase. I will say assign, and inside that assign I will say that okay, in config, maybe I can make it bigger. In config, please give me this key, KillAllProcess applications key, and to string. Okay, so on the left hand side, let's say process to kill. Processes to kill. Okay, and then let's go for each, and maybe before that we can use another assign and say that process list, because I am going to change this string to do list by splitting to this semicolon. So let's try that. On the right hand side I will say process to kill split to what, to semicolon, and to lists. Okay, let's change the type of process list, which will be the list of string here. Where are you? Let's find it. Okay, generic lists. Then I have this process list. Let me iterate one by one. Process list, and then kill process. Okay, for example, we can kill Chrome browser or Excel application while we are running this project. Here I need to specify the process name, so I will say simply, let me also call this one process name. Okay, so here I will say just process name. We can change it to name and it will be changing automatically. So one by one we will be killing those processes. Right now my Chrome is open actually. Let's check from the task manager, and as you see it's open, and also Excel is open. Let's try to run this until this step, but before that let me try to debug it. So let me click debug here. So let's watch here also. Let's see. Yeah, now it's running. So as you see, Chrome is gone here. What else I can close? I don't know, maybe not those, but maybe we can close also Edge. Let me once again open Chrome. It's now open in the another screen, and right now it is running. Let's try from the beginning once again. Let me stop it, and then let me debug once again the project, and let's see what is going to happen to, yeah, as you see, Chrome is gone. So whenever you change your config file, you can add or remove the process name from that cell. It will be automatically killing those process in that list which we put inside the Excel file. Inside InitAllApplications we need to initialize our project, as I said. So after this one maybe we can pass this, and the important part is InitAllApplications workflow. So here we can pass again config file, and then let me open this. Here we need to define the arguments. In our case I think we can define for example our movie list, so that we will be adding them to Orchestrator queue. Let me click out, so it will be output, and then we can say that it's a data table. So okay, so what are we going to do? First we need to open application, which is the browser, Edge browser, so that I am going to select the browser type Edge, and the URL will be this one. Okay, after opening the browser, let me call it Edge browser. Right after that we need to use data scraping, so let's see how to do that. In our example we need these 5 property: name, year, duration, director, and description. So let's start with data scraping. There is also another video regarding data scraping in my channel, you can check that also. Let me click next. Okay, I will try again. Next, first I need to select the movie name. Then I need to select the similar field, movie name, or let's say movie, and the URL. I also want to extract URL. Next, edit data definition, extract correlated data. So I will take this and this, let's call it year. Next, okay, I got the year. So as a next step, I will take duration. Okay, so I got the duration, and to be able to get all data, we need to set it as 0. So that's the all thing that I need to get from this main page, and I will click finish. Since there is no such kind of next button in this page, I am not going to click on yes. So let me click no. And we have finished that data scraping. And for the table name, it says extract data table. Let's change it to the movie data table. And maybe we can change also the scope of that table. And after reading it with data scraping, we can maybe assign it to our output value. So, and then maybe we can continue from Orchestrator queue. So for that, after getting data, we need to assign it to our output value, which is out movie list here. So let me call it like this one, movie data table. And now I have this movie list in my out movie list arguments. And maybe I can also carry out our browser object. So let's also define it here, out browser or edge browser, because we will be working on the very same browser in the following states. So let me check for that browser, and yeah, this is the one actually. So here I have this edge browser. So let me use also assign out edge browser and edge browser. Okay. So right after this, there is nothing to add this InitAllApplication workflow actually. So right after that, let me go back to init states. And here I need to change it, and I need to define edge browser object, because once we need to get the details of the movie, we need to attach that browser and continue from there. And after this one, we need to use add queue. Also, we can do that inside the InitAllApplication, but let's use here, and for that I will be using add queue item. Also, you can use bulk add queue items as a one step. You can use data table to add your items to the queue, Orchestrator queue. So let me use add queue item for this purpose for each row in data table. And here I need to iterate through my movie list, and here I need to select the Orchestrator folder path, which is this one. Right now I am connected to shared workspace in my Orchestrator, and there is no entries found inside that tenant, shared tenant. So let's open our Orchestrator. Now I will be adding asset to queue to my Orchestrator. So let me click add queue, create new queue, and queue name IMDB movies. So add that, and let me get back to studio. Now let's see. As you see, I have this IMDB movies queue, and the item information, actually I will be adding as a first thing my movie, movie, and the value will be the current row item and the movie to string from my data table. And also let me add the URL, which will be the URL this time. So first I added movie key to the queue item, and then URL key to queue item. So let me click save. So right after that one, maybe also I can add a right line here and stop here. Okay, so at the end of the day, we need to see all the movies inside that queue, and one by one it is going to be added to that IMDB movies queue inside the orchestrator. So let me once again try to run my project, and maybe we can use, by the way, execution trail this time. We can see one by one. Okay, debug. Okay, now it is opening the IMDB page. It is going to scrape the list of the movies from the web page. Okay, now where are we now? Okay, it is adding those items to the queue. Maybe I can add some breakpoints here, and let's check our orchestrator if it is adding those values to that queue. Default tenant and queues. Okay, let's see. We have transactions. Okay, it can be seen later on here. There is a kind of delay for that, but as you see, we have those transactions inside our orchestrator. So for example, okay, I will go for the last one because this is the first one. So view details. Okay, so Shawshank Redemption and its URL here. Let me close it. And let's go for the previous page and let's see details, Godfather and its URL. And as a next step inside process transaction, we are going to open the details of that movie, and we will try to get details such as the description or the director of that movie for our use case. So yeah, it is adding all the movies with their name and URLs to the queue as you see. So maybe we can now stop our project here. Maybe I can add another note. So if we want to rerun our project, we need to delete and recreate our queue, because it will be adding the items once again. To be able to make them, unique, we can delete and recreate our orchestrator queue. So let me do it. Remove. Okay, and I can create it once again. So okay, let me click add. Okay, so actually we have finished our work for init state, initialization state. We just initialize our config file, and then we add some config value to be able to kill process for our project as a second step. And then we have implemented data scraping inside the InitAllApplications workflow and get our movie list with their respective URLs, put them to the orchestrator queue. I think this will be all for this session. In the next video, we will be continuing from get transaction data step, which we are going to read our queue items one by one and process them inside the process transaction state. And we will be checking those steps for the next video. So if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel, and see you in next video. Bye for now.